Yes, yes, Sir Hairless here. It was about time for another Forestella reaction. So I was looking through my list of recommendations and one song caught my eye. That's this, My Favourite Things. I love the original song from the 1959 musical, but made quite famous from the 1965 film The Sound of Music. I think the song is very fun. This cover by Forestella, it has been recommended to me quite a few times. It's a performance from 2019 and a lot of the comments say that it's a really cool and interesting arrangement. So I think let's just get straight into it.
Raindrops and roses and whiskers and kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Cream-colored ponies and chrysanthemum straddle, dough bags and sleigh bells and chili sweet noodles. Why these fly with the moon on their wings? These are a few of my favorite things.
When the dog bites, when the bees.
Oh, wow. I'm going to do a pause there. I've had some copyright issues with Forestella in the past. Yeah, I mean, my initial thoughts, it's quite different to the original song, so I need to get used to it. I'm used to the music from the film. I wrote an essay on the film once, actually, so I do know the music from that film pretty well. But with Forestella, it's not difficult to cut ties to that version and immediately become immersed in this performance, in this arrangement. So let's go over and analyse what we've heard so far. If you don't want to hear my analysis, go to the timestamp. We start off with choreography, the theatricals alone. I was not expecting that. Cho Ming-yu is like a wind-up doll or a puppet coming to life. The opening instrumental, unlike in the film.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles.
And there the key we're in is here, whereas Forestella are performing one major third down here. And the instrumentation Forestella are using is to create a much more magical and fun feel. It makes me think of the Nutcracker or something. There's a lot of woodwind, we get little trills happening. There are a few different types of bell sounding instruments, so when you play them they resonate. In the original film, when the instruments enter, it's string dominated.
Brown paper packages tied up with strings.
Conversely, when we get the first sung melody, it's strings that double it.
Raindrops and roses and whiskers and kittens.
In the violins up there. In the original, when we get instruments doubling the melody,
Silver white winters that melt into springs.
it's not even the same instrumental family, it's not a string instrument. So the next entry is Bae-doo Hoon. He's the resident bari tenor, as I call him. So he has a natural baritone voice, but his range extends well into the tenor range.
Cream-colored ponies and chrysanthemum straddle, dough.
I like the rhythmic urgency that we hear underneath. In the violins, we get these accented rests, so breaks in their melodic flow. Da 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 da. And just after that, he does a spoken melody, so he's basically speaking instead of singing. And this is carefully chosen for a couple of reasons.
Dough bags and sleigh bells and chili sweet noodles.
Number one, the melodious backing parts are much more exaggerated this way. If we remove the musicality from his melody, which is the focal point, then the musicality in the other parts will be more noticeable, such as the piano tinkling away.
Dough bags and sleigh bells and
And reason number two is to contrast what comes just afterwards. We get this boom, three-part harmony. We've gone from speech to intense musicality.
sleigh bells and chili sweet noodles. Why these fly with the moon on their wings?
You might be saying, Sir Hairless, it's not three-part harmony, it's two parts. These two are singing the same line, and then we've got the tenor as well. Well, I'll get to that in a second. It's the tenor line that we hear that highlights the harmonic movement underneath, which is our good friend, the circle of fifths. We don't need to go into detail here. This is like a little musical key where if you just move around the circle, it will sound nice. It will sound like this, what we just heard.
Why these fly with the moon on their wings?
And we can hear that in the tenor line, which is going... And what are those notes? We start here, and then go to here, and then to here, and then to here. So the last 3 notes work, but not the first note. That's not going around in a circle. Why is that? Well, and this is where I go back to it being 3-part harmony. If we listen carefully, there is a bass part singing. And if we come back to our circle of fifths, those notes, starting here, E, A, D, G. Perfectly round the circle. That's better. So the tenor line is harmonizing with the bass line, and it's the bass line that is the true moving harmonic foundation of the music here. The rock underneath the chords we're hearing, which are moving around this circle of fifths. And I'm very confident that that is a human voice we're hearing as opposed to a cello or something. Yeah, definitely. And where we paused, if we look here, I did have quite an intense look before saying this. I'm pretty sure that's the bass Ko-Woo Rim. His white collar really sticks out. Alright, let's carry on. Cool arrangement so far.
Oh, bites when the bee stings.
When I'm feeling sad,
I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Cream-colored ponies and crepes, apples, ruddles, doorways, sleigh bells, so and others. Wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Girls in white dresses with blue satins and shirts.
snowflake they stay on my nose and eyelashes.
Silver white winters and melt into spring.
These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites,
When the bee stings,
when I'm feeling sad,
I simply remember my favorite things.
Ooh, the chords.
I don't feel so bad. Raindrops and roses and
Things have got a bit crazy, haven't they? Some of... Oh, okay. Alright, let's go over that. From where we carried on, things were still very playful, very fun. We get like a little trill on bee stings.
all bites when the bee stings.
You're hearing the flutes up there. And then on feeling sad, just afterwards, we get a chromatic descent. So we hear this. Harmonizing with the tenor line, which is going... So if we get them together... That's quite strange. They're these inverted fifths. If we move the bottom note above, then this is what they'd sound like. So just fifths moving down, but they're inverted. And then just after that, we get this nice intensity from the other two vocal lines, the lines that are accompanying the melody, and the melody is rising into the chorus climax. The two parts move away from each other. And if we add in the tenor line, Ming Yu, we get this. Dissonance before resolving on so bad. In the context of then I don't feel so bad, it's good. Like, we're feeling good. But so bad, they've isolated it and now things are starting to turn bad. So now we see Ko-Woo Rim, the bass, and we have a key change. So we've moved from here to here. So it's a bit lower for a more bassy sound. We also have lower woodwind now accompanying the melody, unlike the higher strings we had at the start. And things take a turn for a dark side, don't they? It's like something out of a kid's horror film. He's making me think he's a villain or something. This unison line, like they've all joined him. He's their villainous leader. He's on the high ground there, beneath him, kind of stooped down. Yeah, very peculiar. And then we get this severely atonal, discordant bit of music. And then the tenor comes in his falsetto. Was not expecting that. And then their kind of countertenor, Kang Kyung-ho, he then sings in his falsetto. I'll never get over his countertenor voice. It's a male soprano tone, just so clean and natural and pure and open. Open on the higher notes especially. So natural. And then on When the Dog Bites, we get a bit of a change.
the dog bites.
Rhythmic diminution on dog bites, so they've shortened the lengths of the last two notes, meaning that the whole phrase are all the same note lengths. Cha 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 cha. It's quite militaristic, as opposed to having varying rhythms of each note. Cha 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 cha. That seems a bit more free and flowing. And we also get a chromatic descent underneath this,
When the dog bites.
just for a bit of harmonic instability.
When the bee stings.
When I'm feeling sad.
Nice theatrical moment, which leads into
I simply remember my favorite.
real dissonant chords. We hear this line. That alteration is kind of like a siren. I mean, what exactly do we hear there?
I simply remember my. I simply remember my.
So we get this. I'm going to move all the notes close together to make it easier to see. Very, it's intense, and then made even more intense by the fact that it's very brass heavy. And also this manic descending bass line. And that's where we got to, so I think let's carry on to the end.
Raindrops and roses and whiskers on kittens.
Brown paper packages tied up with string.
These are a few of my
favorite things.
When the dog bites,
When the bee stings.
when I'm feeling sad. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad. I simply remember my favorite thing, and then I don't feel so bad, so bad, so bad.
That's like a Michael Jackson ending there.
So bad.
Wow, kudos to the arrangement first and foremost. How you can change the feel so much of this well-loved and known song. And it works. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. What I do know and can talk about is the music. So let's go back and discuss some final points. So here we get quite a comical line, but really, really showing off Cho Ming-yu's versatile range. So he's gone from down to here, which is almost 2 octaves just there in the short, quite funny line. Things are starting to get a bit wacky. It's complete unexpectedness and full of surprises.
These are a few of my favorite.
There's one, few of my. And then again, building up to and climaxing on another very, very discordant bit of harmony. The music is designed to cause tension and agitation for sure. But here, for example, it also serves a purpose. It's a tonal transition because we've just done another key change. We've now reverted back to the original key. So we've gone from here back to here. I really, really like the bass line at this moment.
When the dog bites, when the beast.
Boom, 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 boom. And then descending again on When I'm Feeling Sad like we had last time. The bass line. Last time though, we had the chromatic inflection. But this time it's just. And what happens now? Another key change. So now we've moved up again. So from here to here. So just key changes alone, we've gone. Slow and steady wins the race. And those cackles, it's like Halloween. Earlier it was like Christmas, reminding me of the Nutcracker. And now Halloween. But then of course, as it's Forestella, we finish with their sublime blend, straightforward harmonies. And then they sing so I'm thinking they'll repeat again. So bad. No, sir. What we get is a perfect example of the arrangement opening up. Starting here, the upper parts move up, the lower parts move down. And that last chord, we hear a top A, which I presume is Kang Kyung Ho, the countertenor, although it could be any of them. That's the top note your typical chorister is expected to sing.
So bad.
Yeah, wow. That was so many adjectives are in my head right now. Let's just go with some simple ones. Cool, surprising, different, great. A lot of cool stuff happening there. I picked out some of the more catchy bits or the things that I really noticed. I'm going to go away and listen to this quite a few more times, and I'm sure I'll discover many more things. Thank you to everyone who recommended that one. Really enjoyed it. Let me know down below other reactions by Forestella you'd like to see in the future. And as always, thank you for watching. Would appreciate a like and subscribe. If you enjoy my content, want to support me, join the community and vote on future polls, you can do so by joining the YouTube membership or Patreon, linked below. And I will see you next time.